Welcome everybody to Prismarine. Welcome everybody to Prismarine in the MGA Around the World Tournament on MBN. Have a match now between lfpp003 and pretzel33. Pretzel just played against Meow 10811 in Sandsvik. It was won by Meow at a 4 under par to 4 over. I'm reading that correctly from the score sheet. So we're now going to have this match in rain. So hope you enjoy that. LPP currently bashing Pretzel with sword. They're now gonna get this underway. Starting on hole 1 with a windmill. Not a common occurrence. I'd like to also congratulate the mayor of Prismarine, pretzel33, who is playing in this game on promotion to mayor for this town of Prismarine, and it fell in the water. That's a tough jump there. And in it goes. And Pretzel says that's a 5. Get that a 5. PP going for the safe shot, going around the edge. Pretzel tried to make the jump onto the sand. And he will have a much lower shot at 3, and that's a par for LFPP. So our scoreboard on the bottom of your screen. Pretzel are already 2 over, and LFPP scoring an even par on that first hole, so he is now in the lead in this game. Pretzel gets a 3, that is a birdie, so he now drops down to 1 over. So both players getting a 3. So now LFPP is now under par with 1 under and 6. And Pretzel just short of the sand. That's rough. So he will play from that spot, and we'll have a stroke penalty. He's going to try and go for the long platform, makes it to the wall. He's got to go around the wall. That is now 3 for Pretzels. He's into the corner. He'll have to jump to that corner. That makes that 4. Here comes 5. There's 5. Now shot number 6. On to the next sand. And there's 7. And that would be a par. So I just checked that sign. It is a par 7. Pretzel stays where he is. Oh, Pretzel says 9. Okay. My apologies. Did not count the penalty, so it will be a 9. So he is now at a +3. So LFPP ahead by 5 strokes now, total. Falls in the water. Pretzel has just said in chat he hates this hole despite the fact that he, like, built the course. So he's got 3. The LFPP has just said. That's counting the hazard. So here's stroke number 4 to this sand platform here. He does hit it off the wall. That's a good bank shot. 5. 6. Looks like he will go over par as well, as there's no way he can get a par from that spot without taking a water hazard. Well, you can't get a par with water hazard, and it falls into the water. Oh, no, wait. I'd count that as a water hazard. So that slid into the water, so this would be shot 9 if I'm doing... No, it'd be 8. This would be 9 right here. This is shot 9. So he will... Oh, goodness. This is a rough outing for LFPP. And he goes into the water for a 3rd time on this hole. And... final verdict on a score. Got to guess with a crossbow here. So... we're saying +4. So he now moves to a plus... moves to a +3 overall. Pretzel says 5. So there's 1. And 2. And shot number 3. And, oh, that's a tough shot. This is a par 5. Picks it up. For shot number 5. On it goes, and in the hole. That was a 4 for LFPP. As now the course goes over some body of water. So they're both 3 over par. Ignore our total scores. We are currently trying to rectify that. And it goes. Pretzel shoots an 8. It's counting the hazard, so he jumps up to 4 over par. So they're both 3 over par. Currently doing a VAR review. For our viewers on MBN, please stand by. We are doing a VAR review. So after review, it's been determined that Pretzel had gone out of bounds once, which would make it a 9 instead of an 8. So he's now up to a 5 over instead of 4 over like he had claimed. But no dispute from either party. And now LFPP's turn. Gets his first shot. LFPP had just lagged out there for a second. And there's 2. And 3. And if it go down, it will not. It will hover right at the edge. That's 4 for LFPP. And 5. And he lagged out again, and there's a hut that has appeared. And 7. That might have been 6. Yeah, that was 7. This is 8. And that'll stick there. And he says he doesn't know how he got to that point, but he'll take it, and that is an 8 for LFPP, and he will only jump up 1 stroke total. So he is still 1 stroke ahead of Pretzel. Pretzel will start hole 6, which is a par 8. You can see the hole is way down there. So there's stroke number 2 and 3. And 4. By par, he should be halfway there. And there's 5. Just around this turn here. 6. And he's going to try for the risky move. And 7. That is not in. That is not in, and he will finish on par for that hole. And 8. Oh, no, wait, he says that's 6. My apologies. 7. I counted wrong. LFPP getting set here on hole number 6. Pretzel and LFPP now tied again at a 4 over par. And shot number 1. 2. 3. Will it go down? It'll hover at the edge once again. 5. Looks like that was 5. Excuse me, this is 5. He will also go for the shortcut. And gets it in! Spectacular shot from LFPP. Chips it over the water. And LFPP counts that as a 7. And they're LFPP now back in front at a 3 over, as 7 is under par, so that's 3? That 2 or 3. We're waiting the verdict here. It almost hit the Waldo, indeed. And it was a par. According to this birch sign right here, it is a par 3, so score doesn't change for Pretzel. He still has it. He is still 4 over. And now on to LFPP. 1. Here's 2 coming up. That's 2. Going for 3 here. Going for the par. For the par. Got it. Scores don't change from that hole. Now upstairs is hole number 8, a par 6. Looks pretty straightforward, but how straightforward is it truly? Also, this broadcast of the MGA Around the World Tournament is, well, we'll do that in a minute. Uh-oh, Pretzel. Pretzel did a mistake there. So now he's got an extra stroke on his back. There's 4. And there's 5. So Pretzel digging himself a small hole. He actually did go 1 under, despite the fact that he had an accidental shot there. He did still drop down a stroke, so now they are tied. They are tied at 3 over apiece, and LFPP lagged out again. LFPP is denying the fact that he shot that far. And uh-oh. This could be dangerous. And it sticks on the edge. Ever so slightly. And that is only his second stroke. This could be a huge one for LFPP. Closes in on the hole. This is gonna put him up a ton here. Oh, makes it. And that's a 3 on a par 5, and now they are tied again. And gets that one over the first wall. And that's 2. He could also pull back ahead and go 1 under par if he makes it over and in the hole here. And banks it off the pole. Beautiful. So now we are at the halfway point where I'd like to say this broadcast is brought to you by Aston Soda, now found in Prismarine where this tournament is taking place. Thank you. Now on to hole 10. Completely missed his shot. And Pretzel got it in 1, so it's gonna be... He's gonna be down to a 2 over. Now Pretzel to a even, now moves to even. At 1. A par for Pretzel. He will stay at an even par overall. This is a par 6, hole number 11. And off he goes. Oh, he tries to lob it. He falls just short. Two. A 3 up to this second tree, and I'll have to use a stroke to get around it, so that's 4. 5, and that looks to be a 6. And indeed, that's a 6. And now a par 5, hole number 12. Also, as a pilot, you are watching this broadcast in 1080p HD at 60 frames per second. This is currently something we're testing at MBN, hoping to have it all ironed out by anniversary time. But this is being used as a pilot. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7. And that is a par 5. And Pretzel now goes down another 2 strokes. LFPP now. 2, 3, and LFPP gets a 6, so he beats Pretzel's score by 1 on that hole. Now, Pretzel obviously building this course, he's trying to find the... Well, I guess not trying to find, but he's trying to get the best score on his own course. Oh, and just misses the sand. It's gonna be tough for him. He'll have to lay it over to the side to get it in the hole. That was a par 6, and Pretzel got an 8. Oh, very close. But he gets it. Keeps it alive. I think we just had, yep, save lag. And he will take the safe route. Potentially faster. Oh, that is a hazard. Out of bounds. Another par 6. LFPP still with the 2-stroke lead. He's got 2 over. Pretzel is 4 over. This is hole number 14. And he falls short. Just short of it. And the 6, par for Pretzel. LFPP is looking for a long shot. He's looking that direction. Will he actually do it, though? That is the question we'll have to ask ourselves. So it is technically possible to jump from where he's standing to where the camera is. However, he's not going to try that. And he will be going around the tree. Oh, very close to the water there. At least he can get through on the quick route. Continuing on now with a par 4 as LFPP gets a 5 and goes ahead by 3 strokes. And a 4 for Pretzel, that puts him with a par, so his score is unchanged for hole number 15. Winding up for his first. And thus starts hole 15 for LFPP with a decent shot from the tee. And oh, it hits the slab, so he couldn't get down to the next step. He'll have to start from that same level again. However, he will get down 2 steps on that shot. And then this is for par, and he gets it. And now a par 6 hole, number 16. And he will jump 2 steps. That is 2 strokes now. And 3. And 4. And aiming for a finish on 5, and he does. So he will get a birdie on that hole. He will move down to a +3, and now LFPP only has a 2-stroke lead. And he will lob it. And 2 up 2 steps. 2 more steps is what we're expecting here for a 3rd shot. That will be what he gets. Now his 4th shot. There's shot 4. And 5. And moving on to the penultimate hole, 17. LFPP with a 3-stroke lead as he leads Pretzel with an even par to Pretzel's 3 over. And Pretzel got it in 2, so he gets a par. Pretzel, who's also built this course, he says a hole-in-one is possible on this hole. A strong shot from LFPP. It's going to fall about a block short. And so they both get a par on that. Not by much. LFPP still maintains a 3-stroke lead, an even par to a +3, and now a par 7 to finish off the match. There's shot number 1. This again is a par 7. And there's a third shot. Now he's got to get it onto this little sand block here in the middle of the two flowing currents of water. And he falls into the water. He tried to jump all the way across. He couldn't get there. So had a stroke, and he is over here now. And up. And a par 7. So LFPP just needs to get a 9 or below, and he'll have won this match. As it is currently 3-0, if you're counting in par. LFPP ceiling is a 2 over, and he will still win this match. This is only group stage 1. There's a cross. And it stays there. Pretzel is upset. It stays on the edge. And Pretzel did win, so he's already got, so he will go to 1-1 if LFPP can score a 9 or lower here. Gets it in. Just waiting for confirmation. And that's a 6. So LFPP finishes at a 1 under par. So LFPP finishes at a 1 under par, and and pretzel33 finishes at 3 over par. We thank you very much for watching this first televised match at the MGA Around the World Tournament. Stick around for more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. They'll likely be spontaneously broadcasted where they can. And again, we'd like to thank you very much for watching. LFPP wins it with a 1 under par to Pretzel's 3 over. Pretzel's 1-1, and LFPP, to my knowledge, has just played his first game, so he is 1-0 undefeated in Around the World play. But for now, for MBN Sports in Prismarine at the Prismarine Golf Course, I'm Not Sure 925. Thank you very much for watching.